So in this video, I'll be covering 4 different creative ways you can add eggs into your breakfasts or lunch and dinners. I'm not going to be talking about like the simple ways, like, oh, eggs on toast, scramble your eggs, and that's it. Everyone knows how to do that. In this video, I want to make it creative and make it maybe subtle for people who can't necessarily just handle just eggs by themselves. Now you may be asking, why eggs? Well, they are a great source of healthy protein and fats, and they have a lot of micronutrients also. Eggs improve muscle health, may help with weight loss, and fix malnutrition. Therefore, they're a perfect way to stay shredded plus build muscle. So for the very first egg-related meal is, of course, my iconic protein pancakes. So to make the protein pancakes, of course, you have to make the mixture first. And to make the mixture, you need 75 grams of rolled oats, half a cup or 130 grams of light milk, medium to large banana, a teaspoon of baking powder. This is the part where the eggs come in for the consistency. Some pinches of cinnamon, the more the merrier, and of course the scoop of chocolate protein powder, and you can put whatever protein powder you want. Now all I do here is press a button, it closes, and I blend it for 10 seconds high speed. If you can just put it in a NutriBullet if you want, but I have something called a Thermomix to do it. But as you see, the mixture is nice and liquid. And now of course we use the canola oil spray and we pour in the mixture. If you want to be healthier, use canola oil instead of olive oil, since it has a higher like acidity temperature. If you don't really know what that is, maybe search it up. I don't have time to explain, but yeah, as you see, wait like 2 to 3 minutes with a medium to low fire, and you flip it. I use a little knife to help me flip it, since it's hard to go underneath with the big thing, I guess. And after another 2 to 3 minutes on the other side, you're done. And all you need to do is, of course, pop it in a plate, as you see. Works pretty nicely. Now we go for the second pancake, since I'm making 2. Pour in another layer of canola oil. Pour in the mixture, and the mixture makes 3 pancakes, by the way. 3 large pancakes or 4 small pancakes. And to see that there's still some left for another pancake. Again, medium to low fire, wait 2 to 3 minutes. Grab a little knife if you want to flip it. You don't have to, but this one gets a bit messier since I left the fire too high. And that's what happens, it kind of gets a bit messy. Doesn't really matter though. It's still going to be eating well. And after about 2 minutes again, you're done. All you need to do is pop it onto your plate. And there you go. My 2 flaming hot, beautiful tasting pancakes. And if you're wondering how the third one looks, that is how it looks. It did not work, but I'm only having 2. So then on top of it, I put 100 grams of YoPro yogurt. Today is vanilla, but you can put whatever. Of course, you want to spread it out. And then I put 75 grams of mixed berries. This is just half of it. As you can see, doesn't fully cover it, but round about now I have all my mixed berries. But as you see, looks amazing, ready to eat, and gonna taste so good. So for egg breakfast number 1, which may not seem too egg related, is the protein pancakes. Now, you've seen my vlogs and my things. Let's just adjust this. My vlogs, my other breakfast video, I list this. And I list the nutritional value for just a pancake. If you want to know just a pancake, I linked it right now. But here's the nutritional value now for the whole of the thing. The 2 pancakes and the things on top. We have 463 calories, 43 grams of protein, 52 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of fat. That's really good split. Only 463 calories and a hefty 42 grams of protein. With, of course, with 2, I would say like 1 and a bit egg, but there is still egg in there. Anyways, let's go to number 2. For the second egg healthy breakfast is what I call the fried egg salad. And I have to say, I didn't really get this one myself. I kind of got it off the internet. So we, of course, start off with cutting the ingredients. A clove of, what do you call it? Garlic. You then move to, of course, you gotta, take off the shells and stuff. And then cut it, put it in a cup, getting ready for the pan. And now you have to start cutting the mushrooms. You need 250 grams of mushroom. That's just general guideline. You don't need to. As you see, cut them about centimeter length. You don't need to cut them too much because mushrooms shrink. And as a side note, don't wash them before hands because just don't wash it. I don't know why. But yeah, that's the mushroom prepped. And now your kale. It's better to wash the kale beforehand. And I use 160 grams of kale. Of course, as you see how I'm cutting them, I just line them up and then cut them side on. You can choose however you cut it, but this is how I cut it. And as a side note again, try to take out the stems as you see here and just leave the leaves. If you leave the stem, it doesn't really matter. But now let's get cooking. Again, leave the pan to a medium to low heat. Put in your garlic. And as you see now, I actually move it from one to the other because the other one has a bigger beaker, so more fire and it can spread out more. Instead of just isolated in the middle. And yeah, after you start cooking your ginger, you pour in the mushrooms. And you wait a couple minutes till your mushrooms are nice and brown. And as you see, I'm really loving the smell. After that, pour in all that kale. You might have to put in half. Then give it a little mix as it turns more green because you might not be able to fit everything into your pan. And about your pan, I recommend a very good high anti-stick pan because as you see later on, my eggs start to stick, which is not very good. And this pan's kind of old. But after it's kind of set, you leave it again to like a low heat and you leave the lid on for 2 to 3 minutes just for it to like steam a bit. After that, it should be done. Start popping in your eggs. I forgot to do it for the first one, but you actually want to open a little hole to fry your egg, as I'm doing now. I'm trying to open that hole, and I'm putting in 4 eggs. You can put in how many as you like, but I'm going to be listing the nutritional value for the 4 eggs in this whole dish here. As you see, opening those little holes, cracking the egg, and simply pouring opening the eggs in there. And this is the hardest bit. If you can do this, you're really good. I didn't really do it well. It's my first time doing it, and it kind of stuck. And as you see, it kind of became more of a scrambled egg. The gems popped. It wasn't that great, but all I'm saying, it tasted good. And that's some black bread I'm going to be eating with it as a side note. But you can also put some pepper and salt if you want. I didn't really show it, but that's what I put in mine. And of course, I decided to go full scrambled egg style since it wasn't working. And I'm just flipping everything. It may not look the best, but all I'm saying, it tastes really, really good. And now, here's my meal. As you see, makes 2 plates. On my plate, we have black bread since it's better than white bread with peanut butter and honey, along with 3 eggs and most of the dish. The rest of the dish went to my parents. For healthy egg breakfast, number 2, the fried egg salad. Now here it is. You can see there's still steam, so let's talk quickly so we can eat it warm. But yeah, as you saw, the process, it is a bit difficult to make the egg, but honestly, if you don't really have that many, needs, I guess, it doesn't really matter. The egg can be scrambled or it could be fried. You just gotta have more skill, and I also had to use a kind of bad pan. But anyways, the nutritional value for just the salad, like the whole salad, is 475 calories, 36 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, and 31 grams of fat. And that's everything. Like the 4 eggs, the everything. And it makes quite a large portion, as you saw. I took 3 eggs and most of the salad, and I'm having it with 2 black breads with some cottage cheese and honey. Not cottage cheese, peanut butter and honey. If you're gonna have it with bread, have a healthier bread, not white bread. Come on, guys. I think we've gone past that. Have some wholemeal bread, some sourdough bread, some black bread, and olive bread, whatever. And on top of your bread, maybe put something better. Or maybe you can put the salad on top. But anyways, let's go eating, and I'll see you guys for the next one. For healthy egg breakfast number 3 is the egg in the wrap. And you see why I call it egg in a wrap. But you're probably going to eat it more like a taco. Of course, you got to get your wrap. Please choose a healthier wrap option, not the worst one. And then, of course, you get your 50 grams of avocado. As you see there, might have to take off that little shell, as I do. And you could smash another plate, but I just smash it on my wrap, because why would I just make something else dirty? But yeah, spread it nice, and you can add seasoning if you want, but I add it later. Then you add your 40 grams of natural Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. I've made a video on this. Switch to healthy food alternatives, please. Then I add 5 grams of rocket leaf. You could add lettuce if you want. Buy rocket leaf at my house. And then you crack 3 eggs into a cup. And you see why. You don't have to do it. You can put it straight into the pan and start scrambling your eggs. But I like to do a little mix, gourmet style, as you see. Oh, isn't that nice and satisfying? But yeah, get your pan out, and you could put oil, but I put no oil since this pan is very good anti-stick. You put it medium fire, and these are the seasonings I'm putting. Salt, some nice salt, a few pinches of salt, some chili flakes, some paprika to add, some taste, and of course, basil. Now this is the really satisfying bit. Watch how satisfying this is. As it's cooking, you want to use a spatula. I think that's what it's called. Start mixing it. Since I'm using no oil, I have to make sure it doesn't stick. And God, doesn't that look good just looking at the eggs. Just cook your eggs, whatever density or whatever you want, and then just pour it into your wrap. It may look really big, but that is the point, as I will explain. Finally, for the finishing touch, add some drops of Tabasco. Here's the final product. Egg in a wrap. Let's talk about it now. And there you guys go for meal number 3. My humongous wrap, which I have no idea how I'm going to close it, but that is the point. It is hard to be closed, and you're meant to eat it more like a taco, like a soft taco instead of a wrap. If you guys don't want it to be, this big and thick, you can, of course, put less egg, half the avocado, half the recipe, basically, and then, yeah. But anyways, for the nutritional value, let's read off this. We have 548 calories, 26 grams of protein, 33 grams of carbs, and 38 grams of fat. And of course, if you use a different wrap, it will vary. A lot of things will vary. And then, yeah, for the seasoning, put whatever seasoning you want. I put Tabasco sauce, as you saw, and then salt, a bit of chili, paprika, and basil. Anyways, this is pretty good. It's pretty good amount of protein, and it's good for a meal. Doesn't need to be breakfast. But yeah, let's get eating. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to add. When you choose your wrap, choose a healthier wrap. Something that, has more fiber. For example, my thing, when you add avocado, you have a whole 15 grams of fiber in that wrap. And yeah, I did eat it like this. It was a bit hard, but it worked. Anyways, see you for the next one. And the next one, I'll actually show you how to create an egg wrap. So the wrap itself will be made out of egg. This time, I'm not going to show you the final product until afterwards for a surprise. And that is why the other healthy breakfast with egg was called egg in a wrap. Because this one is literally an egg wrap. And there you can see my first tentative of making an egg wrap to see if it works. And now I'm going to make it and show you guys how to make your own wraps instead of buying all these things, because buying it is super bad. I put 2 eggs into a cup, mix it, and then put it into that big, annoying, really bad pan with a lot of oil, since it's annoyingly I have to put a lot of oil since the pan is very bad at anti-sticking. But yeah, 2 eggs, mix it in a cup. Preferably mix it in a cup, and then you put it in there. As you saw, I put my finger there until it's nice and hard. After it's nice and hard, grab your little knife and get the edges. If you have a really good anti-stick pen, you could probably just grab it and shake it and the whole thing would come right off, but I unfortunately can't do that. As you see that, I grab my big, I think it's called spatula again. Grab the big spatula and try to get it under. And of course, I put salt and pepper on the wrap. And as you see, it worked. You don't need to flip it. And it was really good. And now I put salt and the pepper. I probably can put it on while it's cooking, but it doesn't really matter. And now I close it and put it in the fridge to eat actually as a dinner. So I lied. This time it's going to be a dinner. Now let's really slow down, and here's the final product. My dad grilled some chicken, and in total we have 100 grams of chicken. The 2 eggs, of course, make the wrap. 5 grams of broccoli, 40 grams of avocado, and 25 grams of tomato, which is underneath. Now, if you make this egg wrap properly, you should see that it is very durable and there's no holes in between. So this is for healthy breakfast number 4 with egg. And this is the egg wrap with the chicken, avocado, and the things I listed. This has only 393 calories, 42 grams of protein, 5 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fats. Only that. So if you double it for an actual meal, let's say, you have 786 calories, 84 grams of protein, 10 grams of carbs, and 46 grams of fat. So if you think about it, super good. And the reason why the split is so good is because you make your own wrap. I literally made my wrap with literally just 2 eggs and a bit of oil. And yeah, it's oil, but it's better than just, buying a wrap. Now look. And again, you can put anything you want in it. I put this grilled chicken because my dad made it today, and I'm actually having this for dinner. But you see, it doesn't need to be just for breakfast. You can literally just meal prep the egg wraps a lot of times, make like 10, let's say, and have 1 or 2 a week. You just put them in the fridge and heat them up. Literally doesn't matter. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go eating, so see you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I truly do hope you make at least one of these recipes, and if you want to follow it gram by gram, check out my description down below, including the nutritional value and the ingredients. Anyways, see you guys for the next video. Ciao.